everyone, it's Jen Shirkus from Shirkus.com, and I thought I would just show you a quick, simple technique to lay the foundation. Whether you're working on some artsy tags or an art journal page, sometimes staring at the blank page is scary and you're not quite sure where to start. So this is a tried and true technique that you can do each time to get some color on the page and start building up your layers. I learned this technique from Dina Wakley years and years ago when I did an online art journal class with her. So I'm just starting by spreading some gesso on my tag, or you can do this on your art journal page. I use a palette knife to do this. It doesn't need to be perfect, and then you don't need to worry about having to clean off your brush. I decided for this video to do 2 tags at once so you can see later on how you can create more tags in less amount of time if you're looking to get a bunch of tags done for a project. I'm working on the Ranger craft sheet, so it doesn't matter if I go off the edges, as you can see I'm doing here, because the cleanup will be super easy when I'm done. Dina Wakley's Heavy Body Acrylics, Magenta and Ruby. I decided to just mix those 2 colors together to get a bit warmer or pinker red. Again, I'm using a palette knife to mix the colors. And then I'm going to use the palette knife and start scraping the color onto the tags. There's no rhyme or reason when you're doing this. I just try to leave a little bit of white space, so I don't want to cover the whole tag. And I try to have movement across the tag or page. So I definitely go off the edge and I work from top to bottom, moving across the page. You want to move a little quickly on this process because it's important that your paint is still fairly wet when you go to do the next step. It's really fun to see the different textures that you can get just from scraping the paint with the palette knife. I'm using one of Julie Balzer's stencils, and you can see I chose to use a larger stencil here and I draped it over both the tags. This way I can utilize getting both the tags done at the same time. I'm using a baby wipe. You want to make sure the baby wipe is not too wet, so if you need to blot it off on your apron or a paper towel ahead of time. And I'm just wiping through the stencil. So it's important to do it where the paint is, but also to carry on some of your white spaces. The red paint especially transfers really pretty on the white gessoed areas. And there you go. You have a really great background to start working with. Now I live in New England and everything just takes a bit longer to dry, so I break the rules and use my heat tool just to speed up the process because I'm impatient. As a little bonus to finish off one of these tags, I thought I'd show you another fun technique you can do with stencils and using them almost like a rubber stamp. Using some of Dina Wakley's Night paint. This is a really pretty cross between black and blue and navy. Another Julie Balzer's stencil. I'm flipping it over and I'm blotting paint on the stencil. Making sure that I have a pretty heavy coverage on all of this heart stencil. I'm using a stiff bristle brush. I find that it's a little bit easier to get the paint to kind of blob where I want it. Once I have the paint heavily all over the stencil, I'm going to pick it up and place it on my tag. Hold that in place, and then I'm using my roll of paper towels to blot and press the stencil onto the tag. And you can see it made a print of the stencil. some of the parts that didn't transfer as well as I would like, I'm going to go ahead and paint those in, just to fill them in a bit more. I'm using a fine paintbrush here that I actually usually use for watercoloring. And once this is all filled in, this tag is good to go. I can either add it in an art journal or on the front of a card or just send it to a friend as it is. I hope you enjoyed this fun and quick technique of laying the foundation and that you'll find that you'll use it a lot in your art journals. Have a great day, and as always, you can find me at shirkus.com.